All right, and we are here for the Brash WrestleMania 40 preview, a Brash Plus exclusive. Brash Plus, the hottest content at the highest prices. We are not joined by Josh today. He's sitting this one out. Josh, not a real wrestling fan. He never really has been. So I don't blame him for not wanting to take part in the WrestleMania preview. But we are joined by two big wrestling insiders. But with, first of all, Johnny, who is our baseball aficionado, who's joining us here to talk a little WrestleMania today. And for the first time ever, we are joined by my brother Sean. He has joined the team. So welcome aboard, Johnny and Sean. It's good to have you here. What we're going to do is it's all things WrestleMania, and we're going to bullshit a little bit. We're going to go down the card. We're going to make some bold predictions if it calls for it. We'll see how everything goes. But WrestleMania 40 marks the fifth time the world's greatest spectacle has been held over the course of 2 nights. And this is arguably, Sean and Johnny, the most stacked card in the show's history. The Rock's in-ring return, of course, a massive deal, as is the fact that 3 of the company's biggest stars in Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins are all working double duty. Rock, Reigns, Rhodes, and Rollins? Radical. Additionally, both women's titles will be on the line. Gunther, my favorite, will look to extend his record reign of over 660 days as Intercontinental Champion. Only the third brother versus brother match, I like how they say only the third, in WrestleMania history will occur between Jay and Jimmy Uso, and Jade Cargill, Sean's favorite, will compete in her first non-Royal Rumble match for the WWE. On top of the scheduled matches, there has been speculation regarding legends such as Stone Cold, The Undertaker, and John Cena making an appearance. Those might be bold predictions moving forward as we get deeper into the show here, which would add even more prestige to an already highly anticipated event. From storyline-driven, high work rate, triple threat, women's tag team and ladder matches, WrestleMania 40 truly has something to satisfy all pro wrestling fans. So what we're going to do, we're of course going to kick things off with the Saturday card. We do not know the particular order, of course, you never do. I just used the best educated guess as to how I thought the order would go, but it really doesn't matter because we're going to have this out before any of these matches get underway. So we're going to start off, Sean, with Johnny, with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. This was a late edition versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Dirty Dom Mysterio.
All right.
This one, I think they just added this last week, right?
Yeah. Well, First of all, happy to be here on this WrestleMania review show. Also, just wanted to before anything, WrestleMania 40, big deal. Something I was thinking about. Can you believe it? 30 was 10 years ago. The Daniel Bryan, the whole thing. That was 10 years ago.
Dude, I can't. And that was also when The Undertaker lost Brock Lesnar, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, WrestleMania 30.
But that night, that was 10 years ago. So here we are, WrestleMania 40. And what did we start with? You said the Rey Mysterio match?
We're doing the Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Santos Escobar and Dirty Dom.
Which, for all intents and purposes, I've heard it will not be the starting match, but that's another thing.
I'm just guessing.
Becky has made it very clear that she and Rhea should start off night one. But as far as this match goes, the build up to it has been pretty basic. I can see Dominic Mysterio kind of splitting away from the Judgment Day. I think that the Judgment Day after night 1 and 2 might, if anything's already been showing that they're breaking apart at the seams. Other than Rhea retaining potentially, I don't see anything moving forward. I see them breaking up, and perhaps we get a Dominic Escobar thing. Ray got his win last year over his son. I think that this is kind of I think you give it to the heels, whether Carlito plays a part or something like that. That's the way.
Personally, for me, this one was a textbook coin flip. I could have gone either way and been satisfied with it.
Exactly.
I only ended up going with Rey and Dragon Lee simply because I felt like this is a a feel-good match for the audience. Give the baby faces an early win. This is why I put it as the kickoff match for Saturday. Get the crowd fired up and excited. Hell, so the ref can raise Rey Mysterio's hand. It might, for all we know, might be the last time we see Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, in all honesty. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. So that's really the only thing. And in terms of storylines moving forward, I couldn't see this match playing any role with any storyline moving forward.
Nothing.
No, I mean, they threw the match together so late.
They threw the match. Yeah. But
it felt like filler, they needed to fill a spot. So
yeah,
it's almost like an old dog versus son. That's why it's a hard pick, because you wonder what the WWE is going to push. If this is about Rey Mysterio's WrestleMania send off, or is it Dominic being the next Mysterio?
Well, he is a Mysterio, but
they're pushing as the guy. He's going to keep that name going.
It will be a high flying match, though. We're going to see some amazing stunts in this one.
Some old cruiserweight.
Yeah, exactly. An old WCW cruiserweight match.
I think it very well could be the opening match, but even if it's the second match on the card, it's going to be great. I just think that Dominic moving forward, him and Santos, I could see them getting the win here.
All right, Johnny.
Yeah, I like Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. As little as I watch wrestling these days,
what are you talking about? You watch it all the time.
I certainly stay locked in.
Welcome our guest on the wrestling.
Yeah. Come on,
if we're talking podcasts, I come across a lot of wrestling stuff.
He knows. Rey Mysterio.
It's part of my algorithm. So, but yeah, I like Rey Mysterio winning. I mean, it's WrestleMania. He's getting old. He's not going to wrestle a whole lot more. He's not going to be a part of a lot of storylines and stuff. So, I mean, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, let's do it.
All right. Well, we got a question coming in from the fans here in our live feed. They want to ask Johnny, do you like Tajiri? That's interesting.
Not a big fan of Tajiri. We'll stay away from that.
Moving on, we got another one that's just kind of felt like it was just thrown in there, but I think this one actually will have a lot of substance moving forward in terms of storylines. We got Bianca Belair, absolutely stunningly amazing. Naomi, Jade Cargill, they're teaming up and they are taking on Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sean, because I know you will. Is it Kairi San?
No, Kairi Sane.
I have no idea who that bitch is. Sorry.
I was the guess.
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
Names? I mean, come on.
I'm be the first to admit I do not follow Damage Control at all. They're usually the ones when they come on the TV, I usually go and take a piss or, step away for a little bit. I'm not that big into Damage Control, which is why I went with, and I'm starting to kick this one off. I went with Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade. I think it'll get an easy victory here. And I'm going to make a bold prediction that's the last Damage Control match we'll ever see. I think they split up after this match and all turn on one another.
You're talking about because Io Sky and Bailey are going at it?
Asuka and
no. What is it? And the women's title match.
Oh, you're skipping ahead,
Sky.
Buddy. Okay.
No, what I'm saying is because if they're going at it, is that going to be?
That had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. I just think that this is the end. I think Damage Control's run its course. But Sean, what do you think?
I think that Damage Control hasn't run its course because they're protecting them by keeping the women's tag team titles on them. I think this match is, could also be a great opener. But you got Bianca, you got Naomi, you got Jade Cargill, together for the first time. Naomi's been gone. Jade is this diamond in the rough potentially that. And then you got the EST, you got Bianca. Obviously, this is going to be, for me, cut and dry. Bianca, Naomi, and Jade pick up the win. Jade, they're going to make Jade look good. They're going to protect her. It's a trios match. She could come in, do her high spots. She's not going to sell much. She shouldn't have to. The girl's had 64 matches in her whole career, but she's got something there. And working with Naomi and Bianca, so I think they're going to put her on a pedestal, nice entrance, all that stuff. She will get the pin. even if she's just tagged in the last 15, 30 seconds.
Yeah. All right.
And as far as damage control goes, again, they're protecting them by keeping the women's title on them by making this a trios match and not having it as a tag team.
They can't break up.
I'm an idiot. Yeah, you wiped the egg off my face. I didn't even know they were tag team champs. So there you go, Brandon. So much you can't break up if you're champs. But all right, I think Johnny though might agree with you. Johnny, what do you got to say about this one?
Well, I mean, I'm leaving on damage control. That's the idea. They may be what's left of damage control after Io Sky and Bailey go at it.
Well, Bailey's not in damage control.
She got out.
Yo, they kicked her out. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Royal
That's
Rumble.
the whole reason she picked Io Sky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She wanted to go after it. Well, I mean,
one of the reasons.
We'll see. If imagine if the way that they were claiming that Baylor had to keep this thing going. They were going to keep the titles as a couple of them, and then Bailey was going for the title.
Yeah.
She might face Rhea, but now she's fighting Io Sky.
Yeah. No.
And, Io Sky, if she wins, she could not feel that she needs to be part of damage control anymore.
I see. I see where you're going with it.
There's a lot going on there. There's 5 people in a stable. It's
I just frankly can't see any 3 women defeating Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade. I just think that's too tough of a match.
And again, it's Jade Cargill's coming out party.
It doesn't make sense.
Slowly, she was in the Royal Rumble. She did a little bit there. They got her training hard. They're gonna this is her coming out show.
Okay.
And they're gonna highlight her along with the EST and Naomi as well. I think this is an easy pick.
All right. Well, Johnny disagrees. We'll see. Hey, we've been surprised before in WrestleMania, so there's no sure thing. If we learn one thing, there's no sure thing. Let's move right along to the 6-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. Of course, the holders of the belts, the Judgment Day, which just real quick, they've rotated who has fought, right? It's not always Priest and Finn Balor. Is that correct? Or am I wrong?
No, they're not the Freebirds.
I thought they did. I thought they did rotate.
You can do that?
Well, I mean, they call them the Judgment Day. So
Freebird rules.
I don't know. I thought that was a thing. Jeez. So anyway, it's Damian Priest, Finn Balor, representing the Judgment Day. They're taking on a lot of fucking makeshifts, throw some shit at the wall and see what sticks tag teams. First one is Awesome Truth is what they're calling them, and the Miz and R-Truth. I do love them. They're in DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Jesus.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Everybody has a name now. Why can't they just be Kane and Undertaker?
Who invited this guy to our show?
Can we just have the 2 wrestlers? I mean,
DIY, New Day, no Big E anymore. And there's one, by the way. I think they would used to rotate. It wasn't always just Kofi.
Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that when we make our picks.
New Catch Republic, A-Town Down. New Catch Republic is Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Get them the fuck out of there. A-Town Down.
A-Town
Down Under. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. God, these names are bad.
It's longer than just their 2 names.
It's so bad. Okay, so I'll make it quick. I'm going with Judgment Day. I just think this match is kind of silly. I think it'll be a good match. I think these guys will put on a show. But in terms of, Sean, you and I have discussed this many times. In terms of legit tag teams, there's only 3 of them in this match. So it's either going to be Judgment Day, DIY, or New Day. It has to be, in our opinion, for some sort of story moving forward. And I just think I think the Judgment Day may retain and keep on winning.
Yeah, I think going back to what we were talking about with Dominic and the Judgment Day potentially maybe falling apart. I think this could be the beginning of it, create more tension between Damian and Finn. Also, later in the night, Damian might have other things to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that, R-Truth and the Miz would be funny and nice. Miz kind of always deserves it. R-Truth, you can do that. I think though, course, the New Day winning it would be cool if they could bring Big E out. That's another feel-good moment. Again, this one is like you could kind of close your eyes and pick any one. Well, minus like Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. But as far as DIY, I think Tommaso and Gargano, those are Triple H guys. If it was up to him, he'd find a way to put a title on each one of them. Now they're together, for real wrestling fans. Again, they were kind of thrown together too, but they've done something with it. Well, they were together before, whatever. They're back together for a reason. So I'm going with DIY.
All right. Johnny?
Me? All right, cool. Well, the idea of The Miz and K-Quick being a tag team.
Yep.
Of course.
It's a great
Of course,
idea.
you could see that, it'd be
yeah.
funny and to see Kick Quick, he hasn't been champion in a long time.
So with a great name like Awesome Truth, I like The Miz and R-Truth,
Alrighty.
The Miz, I feel like, has been around long enough to get a belt.
Of course,
again.
anytime,
he's the
right?
Miz. Like,
he's the Miz.
So I think that fans in general, The Miz and R-Truth, it's a fun tag team championship to have for a while.
Yeah.
So
but
let's
so
go
is the New
Miz
Day.
and R-Truth. Yeah, that's
So is
good.
the New Day with Big E. So this one's tough.
Right, yeah.
I like how we all differ on that one. That'll make it more interesting in that match.
And yes, you can see, of course, Judgment Day. They're the champions. They're the best on paper. They're the best team in this whole thing, right? They're the champions. They should win. I'm just thinking maybe Damien's got other plans, and this is the beginning of Judgment Day kind of falling apart. Rhea doing her thing, Dominic doing his thing with Santos. And
We all have.
And the writing's kind of been on the wall there with him and Finn, Damien and Finn for quite a while now.
Yeah. No, in WrestleMania, a lot of these stables fall apart, or longtime tag teams. So we'll see what happens with that one. But let's move right along to the matchup of the brothers in the city of brotherly love: Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. This is going to be a great match. I'm fired up for this.
It's going to be a great match.
And this one, I felt like I was being suckered when I made my pick, because I easily picked Jay. I just think he's so over right now with the fans, and he's a huge baby face. Jimmy, he doesn't really have much of a voice quite yet. I think that could change.
I think that would change. I think that will change tomorrow night.
Yeah. So I mean, it sounds like we're probably going to differ here, but yeah. So there you go. I mean, and really, regardless of who wins, I don't think it changes the course of their careers moving forward.
No,
I mean,
no.
It could be a positive for either.
You could do the rematch. You could do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff going on.
So, none of these two guys are getting buried anytime soon. But I went with Jay. I just think, again, the Yeet is crazy right now in the WWE universe, and they're going to give it to him with Jay getting the win. So, who you got, Sean?
After thinking about it for a while, first of all, I don't think there's been enough of a build up for this match for me personally. And it's not, I've been watching trying to sit and watch the SmackDowns and Raws on TV, through, as opposed to the YouTube.
Yeah.
And I just haven't seen enough of a real build-up for this. Again, I hope tonight they have a good video package, something. I'm sure they'll have one on Saturday.
This could be like,
I'm sure on Saturday it'll be a beautiful bit. But give me that. It's not like when Owen wrestled Brett. You know what I'm saying? When Jeff. It's almost like when Matt wrestled Jeff. They didn't do enough. They didn't sell you on it. There's a reason to sell you on this match. Jimmy's been kind of MIA ever since he went back to the bloodline. And of course, I think night one is all about the bloodline. I think Jimmy wins. And it just like at the end of the night, my pick there is very similar. I think it's all bloodline leading up to night 2.
All right. Johnny?
If I may say,
let's say yeet.
Shooting
let's
from
say
the
yeet.
hip.
Yeet? No yeet.
Yeet. No yeet. That's the question.
Yeah,
my
the question
was Jimmy here, but I'm about the Jey Uso.
Of course, who doesn't want to be about the yeet? But I ain't
people
feeling
love the
heat
right now. But you think they're going to give?
And don't you think that Solo has got to have a part on this show? Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see plenty. We'll see plenty of Solo in the main event, but I think you're steering. You're steering all over. You're making us think you're going to go one way, but you're going.
No. I picked I picked Jimmy. We're gonna go Jimmy.
Okay.
We're gonna go Jimmy Uso.
The whole night
That
is a
was my
story,
first pick.
and I think Jimmy plays into the.
They're
night
playing
one,
into the build
main
up
event. I think it all
to what
the
could
whole
happen
story.
on Sunday.
It's going to be like an episode.
I'm being suckered into it, is what you're saying. I'm totally.
Oh yeah,
suckered in.
The bloodline knocks it out of the park on day one, and then
that's
we'll
what
see
I'm
happens.
thinking. That's I thinking.
So,
That's I thinking. Yes.
Let's see. We'll give a Jimmy Uso the win because again, I don't think it matters.
It doesn't
Both these
matter.
guys. No matter what happens,
Jay will still be hot.
Day two
all day long.
They're hot wrestlers right now, so they're gonna keep going. Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll go Jimmy Uso on. That's the one I picked first.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So I'm the only one picking Jay. So we shall see what happens. And we like to thank Johnny for joining the show. It was great to have him. Unfortunately, he's been called away on important duty. So,
he's a volunteer firefighter.
He is. So he's going to go fight that fire, but he
played that big alarm thing.
Yeah, he's got to go rescue a few children and some cats from a burning fire. So
good.
That it's an important service that he serves, and we're happy to have him here to be able to do that. And he takes his other job seriously. He wears many hats. He wears many hats.
This is not his full-time job.
But guess while we're waiting for him, we're going to go ahead and discuss the Intercontinental Championship, because the Intercontinental Championship finally means something again. And you can thank the Austrian Gunther and his 660 plus day reign. And the contender coming up is Sami Zayn.
Yep, good old Sami.
Who doesn't love Sami Zayn? Talk about the ultimate baby face. I mean, everybody loves him. Everybody, I mean, myself included, I'd be fired up. I would mark out if he were somehow able to win, but I personally can't see it happening. I am a Gunther fan. I'm not going to lie. I like how he's turned that belt into something respectful once again. But I just think this is just yet another match that Sami loses, because he's kind of the Dolph Ziggler of today. He's a true company man, and he'll go out there. He'll give a great match. I don't think there'll be any screw job of any kind. I don't think there'll be a third party that impacts this match. I just think it'll be a clean win after a hard fought match for Gunther. And I think Sami's he's probably going to be bloodied up by the time this one's over.
So this one's tough to call. The Sami thing, obviously, does he deserve it? Yes. Do the fans want it? Yes. After what happened, what was it, last year in Montreal, where, people thought he had a chance against Roman, and after the whole bloodline thing, and he's done it before. Him and Kevin headlined night one last year against the Usos, and so, he's at the top of his game. Of course, over the last year with all the talent, everything's going on, I'm glad he's in this spot. I'm glad that he has the chance to take this from Gunther, who's turned this title into something again. He's really made it something, and whoever takes it from him needs to deserve it. My issue here is that, Sami, if he does beat Gunther, he's got the Chad Gable thing. Will he be a fighting champion? Do we want to see that championship bounce back and forth? Does Gable, like we discussed earlier, does he let him win it and then turn on him, or does he turn on him?
They're doing something there. They're doing something.
So that Gable thinks that he needs to beat Gunther to prove it. On the other side is, does Gunther need the title? Do we move him on to something else? Do we have the feel good moment? And at night one, I do think that, with the matches we haven't gotten to yet, but I think there'll be some heel upsets. And I do think that Sami Zayn will beat Gunther. And we were talking about the Jey Uso thing, sending the fans home. I think Sami Zayn on night one will be that one that surprises people and beats Gunther. And what happens after that with him and with Gable, will be interesting. But I think that Gunther will be out of the way of the Intercontinental title. He doesn't necessarily need it, but he's made it prestigious again. And I hope that if Sammy does beat him, he doesn't just lose it right away. But I think Sammy wins.
I like the idea of Sammy winning as well.
Well,
It's WrestleMania. Let's
I mean,
change.
but if Gunther wins, that makes sense too, because it's Sami Zayn.
Right. Well, Gunther has held it for a while, I guess, but
I'll be right back.
with a change of the title, I mean, WrestleMania is a fun one for the pops. You know, it's like,
Yeah, of course.
if we get a good pop from the championship changing and the IC championship, it's cool, man. It's a long time run. So Sami Zayn.
Gunther's made it a cool title again. Like
That's
when we
right.
were growing up,
We need these lower belts to
mean
have
something.
some value, because
we were talking about the 6-pack ladder match, the tag team match. I mean, it's like, I want these titles to mean something, and the Intercontinental title means something. And if you're going to give it to somebody, if somebody's going to beat him, I think it should be Sammy, because again, the babyface pop, but it's Sammy. He deserves it. But if he loses, it's like, oh, it's Sammy. He loses.
Yeah, and again, I'll be fired up if Sammy wins. I mean, I'd be just fine with that. I'm not.
But you're picking Gunther.
I'm picking Gunther. Yeah.
Either way, there's going to be high fives after this match.
No matter what, if Gunther, I mean, it could potentially be match of the night.
Right.
Unless Gunther is screwed over because Chad Gable has played some part in it. If Sami Zayn beats him clean, I think it would just make the whole 660-day reign look silly because of all the guys that Gunther has gone through.
I don't see him winning clean. I didn't say he would win clean.
No, I know. I'm just saying, that's why, if a third party's involved, then that's the only way, in my opinion, I could see Sami Zayn getting the dub.
But by putting
Gable could help him.
By putting some emphasis on how long he's had the title, it seems like he can't be beaten. So even if it's clean, it's awesome. It means that Sami Zayn.
Yeah, well, then Sami Zayn has to hold.
That'd be even better, obviously.
It's a good match to be a coin flip. It's like, let's see what happens here.
Really,
will Sami Zayn's chest be bleeding at the end of the match?
I could go night one without getting a single victory here, but.
Brandon.
Well, yeah,
Sami Zayn's chest.
Oh, no, 100%. I said he'll be blooded. I was the first thing I said. Yeah, 100%.
His chest will be bleeding.
He's supposed to be bleeding in the first 5
minutes.
minutes.
He's going to get chopped so much. It's going to be hard to watch. It's going to be hard to watch. We're going to be like, it's going to
not again, no!
It's going to be brutal.
The Women's World Championship also on the line, night one, Saturday, when Mommy Rhea Ripley takes on the man Becky Lynch. I'd let her be my mommy. I'm a huge Rhea Ripley fan. I've been a Rhea Ripley fan well before she joined the Judgment Day, well before she became the dominant attraction that she is now. And I've always loved Becky Lynch. I'm a huge fan of the man. Again, this one, right now they got some good champions. Rhea is probably the best out of all of them. And I just don't see Becky winning Saturday against Rhea Ripley. I think she continues. And down the line, I think, and Sean, you and I have talked about this. I think, it'll be, that dream matchup between her and Bianca Belair to really decide who's on top. Maybe they'll unify the titles or something cool like that. I don't know. But, obviously I know Bianca doesn't have the title right now, but I'm just saying, that would be pretty sweet as a thought. But yeah, I love Becky. Becky wins. Cool. I just don't see it happening. Give me Rhea Ripley all day at WrestleMania to retain the Women's World Championship.
I agree. I think, again, going back to my Judgment Day stuff, that has nothing to do with her. She's going to win. I think that right now you don't beat Rhea. As far as women talent goes, she's a star. She's beyond just a great women's wrestler. She transcends that, and you can see it like Bianca does, like the man did at a time.
Yeah.
And look, Becky's great. I'm not saying her career's over. She's made it very clear that, her contract is coming up. She's got this daughter. Maybe she takes some time off. And for Rhea to beat Becky at WrestleMania would then help Rhea's, really take that next step, as opposed to just being mommy and being the dominant champ. To really do it at WrestleMania and beat the man, You know, it's the natural step. You know, so yep, I'm going for Rhea. This will be Judgment Day's only win. Oh, I guess other than Dominic.
Oh yeah, there you go.
You know,
I got Becky Lynch in this one. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
how do you keep something fresh if someone hangs on to the title for an extended amount of time? You know,
talk about bringing prestige to it, like the Gunther thing.
Yeah,
I like
Roman Reigns. I mean,
I like long reigns, but I mean, the fun is the competitiveness. You know, thinking that someone can win, and along the line here recently, extended title holds. I mean, it just seems excessive.
I
I disagree with that one. You know,
yeah, I think fans
I think
like
it's easy
it.
to. Yeah,
I think they're digging it.
I think ever since they really started doing it with Roman and Gunther and Rhea, everything's been getting more exciting. You know, I mean, how many years in a row does Roman Reigns need to win at WrestleMania?
And it makes these matches.
Is he really good? Is he really
Or
good?
you're asking for it not to happen. You
Yeah.
know, like how many years in a row where you're like, okay, Roman's gonna win again. So,
and again, last year is a great example. We thought he was going, but he didn't. You know, and if he doesn't lose, if he wins this year, you would still be like, wow. But it doesn't mean you're going to stop watching. I think that's what makes it interesting. It's like when you watch a series on TV. You know, you're always clamoring for more seasons. You don't want to see the character die at the end because you want more seasons. And sometimes in wrestling, as frustrating as it is, I just think that that's what WWE's been doing better recently.
That they
making it more important. If they could just do it with the tag titles.
Main characters, like, because it seems like the main characters are their focus. So if you can expand that a bit and give other people opportunities, even if it's someone like Becky Lynch, who's a name, she's been around.
She's been around.
If she
wins,
had the strap for, they're not putting any.
She was the champ. She was the double champ.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're not putting anybody over by her winning the match tomorrow. But
Becky putting over Rhea would be the perfect thing right now. She can always come back. And Rhea now needs to win.
How do you put over the champion?
Because Rhea is not Becky. Becky is still here, and Rhea's hot, but she's not
still
Becky
a bigger
Lynch.
name in the industry.
Rhea's established.
She's not compared to Becky Lynch.
Not yet.
The man. She's not the man. She's still.
She's not the man.
She'll get over that.
I mean, who knows, man? Right. We could see this one flip flop, and in terms of babyface and heel, and this could be a rematch next year. We could see Rhea Ripley
and I could totally see that
again.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
If Judgment Day breaks up, you know,
it won't affect Rhea at all.
It could change a lot of storylines, no matter what happens in this match. So
that's what's
Becky Lynch
right after WrestleMania.
I picked Becky Lynch. You know, we're gonna go with the man, just because we got conviction.
All right.
So Becky Lynch
for
the Women's World Championship.
Our hands down headline, our main event rather of night one Saturday.
This will definitely be the last match.
Doesn't matter what we
do. This will be the last match.
This we know 100%. This is The Rock returning to the ring and teaming up with the reigning defending champion and Roman Reigns, undisputed champion Roman Reigns, and they are going up against Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, and Seth freaking Rollins. This one, the stipulation here is if The Rock and Roman win, then it's bloodline rules for the main event for Cody versus Roman Reigns. Kind of silly. Felt again kind of forced. We know they kind of they fumbled this one a little bit. They were trying to force The Rock in the main event. The fans didn't like it, so they had to make a move, and they had to get The Rock involved some way. Frankly, I think a tag match is better for The Rock right now instead of a one-on-one. We'll see how he does. Maybe, he's overly impressive, but that's yet to be determined in 2024 if The Rock can still hold up. But I think this one's an easy one. I don't know, man. The only reason you have this match is to have The Rock and Roman win for the bloodline rules for the main event. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, against all odds. I mean, duh, right?
Duh. Absolutely. That was
Yeah.
exactly what my pick was going to be for that in particular thing. I mean, everything is set up for night 2. The odds are stacked against. I mean, remember when Daniel Bryan, Triple H had to come out like the SmackDown before, the Raw before, like the WrestleMania, and like put him through the thing. He's got like bandages all over him and all this shit. You have to stack, and then he had to wrestle 2 matches that night. Remember, he had to wrestle like Triple H, and then he had to go into a triple threat match. So it's definitely all setting up for Cody beating all the odds, no matter how. Again, we'll talk about that, about what could happen right on night 2 to help Cody overcome the odds. But the match in general is pretty funny. I mean, it's like you said, pretty clearly thrown away to get Rock on the card and play the stipulation. But at the same time, like you mentioned earlier, we have 3 of the main roster guys wrestling 2 nights in a row, which is kind of it's a gamble. It's unheard of. It's a gamble.
It takes away
one guy maybe, 2 guys maybe, but 3. The Rock doesn't have to. And this is kind of a little gift to The Rock too, because if you really thought he was going to go toe to toe with Roman for 25-30 minutes, I mean, he's moving around. And if he's going to do tag matches, great for him. Get him the hot tag. He plays the big man. Because
play all the hits.
I wouldn't have rather, as much as The Rock versus Roman would have been a great match just to have it happen, it wouldn't have been even Rock Hogan, because The Rock can't move like Hogan could then, because The Rock's just so, he just
a lot of mass.
And his insurance company wouldn't allow it to happen. I mean, he can't get hurt. He's literally filming like a week after WrestleMania. Okay. So it's going to be interesting. The Rock's back. Don't see it going any other way other than Cody and Seth getting screwed to set up night 2. And we'll see how long it goes. I don't know. Not the most exciting. If they, in all honesty, they could have put this somewhere else on the card, and I would have just been as happy with it and kind of moved maybe something up to night 1, maybe even Becky and Rhea or something.
You and I are on the same page with that one. We see that the only reason you would have that match is to set up the Against All Odds main event,
the final boss, all that
final
stuff,
boss,
right?
Everything.
Yeah.
But we have convinced somebody, Sean. It looks like Johnny has just made a change on the fly.
Make your pick first.
Johnny, you know that if Seth and Cody win, then it's just a clean match against Cody and Roman.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna happen.
God damn, can we get a clean match? I mean, how
wouldn't it be great? And Cody wins. It's not how it's gonna be.
Damn it.
That's not good.
Ever since you need 2 nights, we gotta have factors that go into the second night.
So do you have anything else you want to add, or we're all in agreement with The Rock and Roman Reigns, right?
I mean,
I think this
I'll
was
agree
cut
with
and
your
dry
check
because all lanes are pointing towards night
Cody
2
Rhodes
just being a complete, against all odds, nightmare mode, as the Doom game would say. Remember that? He just couldn't win.
Why even try?
Why even try?
All right, night 2, Sunday, WrestleMania.
Night 2. Are you sick of the 2 nights yet?
I love the 2 nights. I actually,
like when you said it's the 5th one, it's the 4th one, right?
It's already the 5th one. It's already the 5th one. Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I'll be honest. When they first introduced the idea, I didn't like it, but now I love it. Now I think it's a great idea, and you get a much more stacked card, with 2 nights. So,
well, wait a minute. It's the only Sunday pay-per-view we get then. I mean, they're on Saturdays now, so it makes WrestleMania special in the fact that it's not only 2 days, but any of us who've been doing this a while.
Yeah.
I remember the old Sunday nights.
Sundays.
I remember the old Sunday nights, and I was fine with that. But
there's no way that they could stack 13 matches onto one night, So it is what it is. It's just going to show what a spectacle it is.
When 8 matches held the
weight.
weight.
If the Super Bowl could do 2 nights, they do 2 nights.
Yeah, I guess.
So we're going to kick things off again. Nobody knows the order. I know there's a lot of rumors swirling around about how the order is going to go. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. We're just making our picks. So the first one I have listed here Sean and Johnny, are Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits teaming up and taking on the Final Testament, which is Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain. The Authors of Pain are pretty sick. You know, we were talking about this the other day. I thought they were really good when they first came up from NXT. And
Paul
you know,
Ellering, having their manager.
Yes,
they
had a solid manager, and then
they didn't need to do much. He just pointed. I think
they kind of fell out with in my opinion, a favor. And they really fell to the wayside. I don't know what happened.
They got laid off.
That doesn't help.
Then they came back, and they're back now specifically to try to reinvigorate Karrion Kross. Killer Cross.
And and I was a huge Karrion Kross fan for a while.
And who wasn't a fan of Killer Kross? But the thing is that the Final Testament seems to be a very ironic name for them, because I think AOP and Karrion Kross need to win this. I don't think they will. No. Just because they've never shown, since they've been on the roster between AOP and Karrion Kross and Scarlett, they just never done anything with them. And like you said, like when they came onto the scene, you're like, oh, this is great. The AOP, they're going to reinvigorate the tag team division. Karrion Kross, what's he going to do on the main roster? And as much as they're trying here, I don't see any reason why Bobby Lashley is going to lose with the Street Profits. And they're called the Pride now, which is weird.
Oh, well, that's not what it showed on the official card, but
I think the three of them together are called the Pride.
They had to give him. I was actually
they had to give him a name.
I kind of like how it's Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, because he's
I haven't listed as Bobby Lashley
and the Street Profits.
Yeah, I have it listed like that too, but
So I think we're all in agreement.
Why don't they just go back to the Hurt Business and just get it over with?
We're all in agreement that
Bobby Lashley.
This is the Final Testament. This is their final.
Their Final Testament.
This is the Final Testament for the Final Testament.
I was going with that.
Yeah. So Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, we can all agree, going to pick up the win there. Again, we don't know when it's going to fall. That one just feels like
it should be a good fight. They're going to go out there, Philadelphia Street Fight. They are going to go out there. They're going to put their bodies on the line. I think we're going to see some cool stuff. They may open the show, get everybody going.
That's why I have it listed first. That's how I see it.
And those guys are going to go out there. It's going to be a good match.
There's no stipulation, right? Or this is
Philadelphia
regular
Street Fight.
Oh, Philadelphia Street Fight. See, I didn't.
Okay.
Shame on me. I didn't jot that down. So
that's a big misnomer, Mr. Host.
Thanks a lot, podcast guy.
Yeah, I'll just get out of here.
All right, so now this is show, Johnny.
So welcome to the WrestleMania preview show. I'm your host, guy with the most.
At 59-35.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. We're going with LA Knight versus AJ Styles. We're moving right along here. This one, again, this rivalry just recently started. It started Elimination Chamber, right? Because AJ Styles, he has been picking at LA Knight for the past few weeks, and then it finally all came to head at Elimination Chamber. I looked at it as AJ Styles was kind of envious of all the attention.
Flew all the way to Australia just to fuck with LA Knight
for 30 seconds.
AJ Styles is like, hey, I'm the guy that has two initials and then a name. You can't have the same type of name as me.
So this is the battle of two initials and a last name.
This is the two initials last name stipulation. Whoever loses has to give up their name and start a whole new gimmick.
They're either Styles or their Knight.
Exactly. So because LA Knight is so over the top, I thought he might be one of the headlining matchups really a few weeks back for WrestleMania. Unfortunately, a few months back. It didn't work out that way. Unfortunately, I think I don't know. I don't know if The Rock had something to do with that. I don't know if they.
I think The Rock
they wanted to give Drew McIntyre or something, but
CM Punk
and CM Punk. Yeah, it was a perfect storm. But
bloodline thing, you're not going to pull the trigger at SummerSlam. You're not.
This is LA Knight's first WrestleMania, is it not?
That's a good question.
I think it is. I did not do my research, but I think I'm.
I think you're right. You're right.
This is LA Knight's first.
where they went wrong with LA Knight for me personally is not giving him the Money in the Bank. I think that was an issue because that could be the guy, where you squeeze it in. But of course, after everything, after Punk coming in and Randy Orton getting healthy and The Rock coming back, he was always going to be the odd man out. Doesn't mean his time's over. It just means that it wasn't this year. I think that giving him the Money in the Bank would have been nice. This match, still a high-profile match against AJ Styles on the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania. Okay? So, yeah, I think LA Knight gets his big win here at WrestleMania. And I think AJ doesn't hurt him. He's AJ Styles,
No. AJ Styles,
he's fine. He'll come back.
No sour grapes, putting LA Knight over.
Again, I think this should have had a stipulation to make it more exciting. We were talking about why couldn't it be a cage match?
The stipulation.
Yeah.
The loser has to change their gimmick.
Yeah. You're
That's
right.
it, actually. Yeah.
They have to start a whole new gimmick. But no, so we're both going LA Knight. Johnny, are you on board?
If LA Knight loses, he has to stop acting like Stone Cold. And if AJ loses, he has to stop doing the NWO thing.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's a good stipulation right there.
Stop copying stuff.
Yeah, I like LA Knight as well. I mean, AJ Styles again, established
legend.
He's not going anywhere. Win or lose, he could.
He's like 41 years old too.
Good for him.
If I look like AJ Styles at 41 years old, I'd be happy.
If that's where I'm headed, I'll take it. Yeah.
All right. I just gotta grow that hair out.
Yeah.
we trying.
Ain't nobody breaking that redneck. Let's move right along. If we're all in agreement with LA Knight, let's go to the triple threat match for the United States Championship. Logan Paul is your champion there, and he will be defending his title against Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, two more deserving talents of that United States Championship.
To be argued.
But, I think a lot of, if I had to guess, I'd have to believe like 90% of WWE Universe would agree that it will not be Logan Paul that will be retaining the title on Sunday. So it's basically, who's going to be Randy Orton or Kevin Owens. And I think, this one, Randy Orton they had to fill a spot. So that it felt like kind of forced that they put him in there. I think this was Kevin Owens from the beginning. They were building this up for months. And I think Kevin Owens gets the win and gets the United States Championship. So short and sweet.
You want my opinion? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? No.
No, I actually I differ opinions from you on this one. I think that throwing Randy Orton was getting Randy on the card. Yeah. I think that at the same time, Kevin Owens and Logan Paul have this feud going. Kevin lost the last time. It was at Royal Rumble or whatever, and he powerbombed Logan through the table and all that stuff. I think Logan Paul leaves with this title still.
What?
I think that doesn't do Randy any good, and Randy doesn't have to take the pin. I think that Kevin doesn't need it either, and maybe you keep this Logan Paul thing going. I think they're going to push Logan Paul. I think that you get your LA Knight feel good against AJ Styles, and then you get your Logan Paul boo, but he figures out a way in a triple threat match that makes it safe for guys like Randy.
Wow.
I think Logan Paul walks out with that title. That's my pick. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is the one I skipped, one of the ones I skipped over.
Okay.
Because I really
you had to come back to it.
You didn't want it. You didn't want to pick that.
I had it in my head. Randy was my original choice. Then I went to Kevin because he lost to Logan, but I'm thinking then why it's a triple threat. So I'm thinking the reason it's a triple threat, I'm thinking is to kind of save face for these guys in a way that Logan sneaks out. Logan walks away with the title. With that title, what does that title mean?
It's got to mean something.
It's something.
Randy Orton has to win.
It's not the Intercontinental title. No.
I like the idea of Randy Orton win because
of course.
It's Randy Orton. I mean, who we get?
Again, Randy Orton on the grandest stage in them all, holding up that fucking. Oh. I mean, it's like kind of sad almost. You
almost. If Randy Orton doesn't win, is he done? Like, are we talking like Randy Orton's not gonna be?
No,
he's not gonna.
no.
He's gonna have his final match, and we'll
think
know when
he's
it's his final
Not
match.
not done, not
Done
retiring.
as like a top star or whatever.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
he's
do
Randy
we not
fucking
give
Orton.
him-
Randy Orton will hold that belt that Seth has at some point. You know, I mean, and maybe even the main one someday again. Who knows?
the main one. These fucking.
I mean, the guy's
Ugh.
incredible.
Are you thinking about making another switch on the fly? Or you...
No, I'm not making the switch. No,
Okay,
Randy
so-
Orton. Look, the Randy Orton. I want him to win, so I'm not gonna play with that.
So, there you have it.
it'll
Yeah,
be
it's a
good
triple
one.
threat match, and all three of us are picking a different winner. I like that. You know,
It's a good
again,
mix-up.
it'll make it a lot more interesting when that
That
match
one was
comes
a hard
around
one
on
for me.
Sunday. That one was easy for me, but again, I could
At
go
first it was but
night
then I
1
had to
and 2
rethink
not
it.
with a single winner.
Once I rethought
So-
it,
Well, I picked Randy Orton for elimination chamber. I was hoping that he'd be.
and that would have made sense. I
Oh,
think I picked
so
Randy
good.
for
I-
elimination chamber too.
I told
But guess
B,
what?
I was
Logan
such a
Paul,
fan.
everything, you know, I see Logan Paul somehow walking out with his dumb title. Because
That morning at 6 a.m. when I was watching a wrestling pay-per-view,
yeah.
pay-per-view, I was like, I was Randy Orton. I was such a fan, and Logan Paul ruined that. So
Ruined Paul Logan.
Yeah, Paul Logan, Randy Orton. Okay,
You ruined.
and with
Randy
that,
Orton for the U.S. title. He's gonna win.
let's go
Alrighty.
to the WWE Women's Championship match. And that is Io Sky defending her championship against Bayley, who won the Women's Royal Rumble. And she, you know, it's funny. I should have picked her to win the Royal Rumble. That one, when it happened, it made
Remember we made the joke, what if Bayley wins?
Yeah,
We
and
were
we
on
were
the
we
phone,
laughed. We
And we were
laughed.
like,
and
well, because
laughed.
we had
Yeah.
our pick, whoever it was. I can't remember what our pick was now.
Yeah,
and I go, but what if it was
What was
something
my
funny like
stupid pick?
Bayley? And then
Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Won.
That
Doesn't
was
matter.
a while ago. Doesn't
I
matter.
think
It's not- here
we
are.
did a good job here. I like this match. I think that these two are going to surprise everybody and put on a great show. This is going to be one that might, you know, mark my words. This one might steal the fucking show. This is going to be a fucking great match.
gonna be a
Hopefully
great match.
Bayley, and this is not sexist. Hopefully she's lost a little weight because no,
Yes, it
dude.
was.
No,
It
it
was very
wasn't.
sexist.
It wasn't.
Piece of
Well, it
shit.
wasn't Elimination Chamber. It was what was the pay-per-view where they had the two rings together? What do they call that one?
Bayley's just got a different
She
build.
looked a little slow, you know, and she had a hard time climbing the top rope. It was hard to watch, but I'm going with Bayley, damn it. All right. So there, you know, I'm going with Bayley to get her WrestleMania moment and win the WWE Women's Championship, and it's well deserved. And again, I think this could be a surprisingly great match. On night 2.
I like Bayley too. I mean, why separate her from Damage Control to not win something? You know,
Of course.
she's gonna
And and if like you guys corrected me because I had Damage Control splitting up, which obviously that's not going to happen. They could come down and impact this match and and screw her over. Obviously, they're definitely going to make an appearance and make it difficult for Bayley. I still see her coming out on top at the end of the day.
I personally think that Bayley wins this. I think it's a WrestleMania moment. I think she deserves it. I think everybody thinks that.
Yeah, this would be a shocker if she loses.
You know, this match is funny because when it first came together and she picked Io instead of Rhea, I was like, eh. But then they've done a really good job with Io. They've done a really good job with Io Sky in the promos she's been cutting, and stuff like, and just kind of making this all make sense as to why Bayley in Damage Control didn't work out. And I think that at the end of the day, Bayley wins. And, I just don't want her to bring back the thing. Just be this Bayley.
Well, no, she's too old for that. She's too old for that. Yeah, she's not little.
If she comes out with that shit, I'll be pissed.
She's Big Bayley now.
If she comes out, but if her entrance has that crap, like as a threat, I'll be like, no. Fuck.
No.
We got to move
I
on.
don't want Io Sky to
We're
win.
moving on. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move
your
on.
own
'Cause
thing.
I like this Bayley.
If she brings that back, I will be angry that she won this match at
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
But she
I'll be
deserves
so
it.
mad.
No reason to believe that she won't win it.
We're all three on the Bayley bandwagon to win the WWE Women's Championship night 2 at WrestleMania. Let's go to our World Heavyweight Championship match and Seth Rollins defending against Drew McIntyre. Now, I'm going to let Sean go first and Johnny goes second because, you know, this one I have really strong feelings about, but hopefully neither of you steal my thunder. But Sean, why don't you go ahead and get this one kicked off for the World Heavyweight Championship?
So this match, again, if Seth didn't have to wrestle the night before and The Rock wasn't involved or whatever, even if The Rock was, this could be the main event of night one. I think there's so much hype behind this match. I think that Drew McIntyre has done the best stuff in his career, even outside of the story he has with Rollins. You know, you throw CM Punk into the mix. Of course, they have him as an announcer, where they could have had him as a ref. But again, that's not to take away from the actual match with Seth and Drew because of what they've built up. It's incredible. So I see this match being – the fans will be into this, if anything, just as much as the Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes main event. I think that there's a lot of things that can happen. I think CM Punk's going to play a role. How? Who knows? Does the ref get knocked out and he gets up from the announce desk and takes his shirt off? He's got a ref shirt under. I mean, you don't know. You know, does he screw one or the other? Does he screw both of them? And then, of course, there's the ending of the match. And I think that we do see Damian Priest. I think that that's a fair bet to say that this match, that would make sense, that neither one of them win the match. Or maybe Drew does win and he gets screwed and they set up. There's so many things that they're working on down the line. I think this is I'm very excited about this match. Like, this match is like,
it'll be a great match.
Other than the main event, like, this is the match I'm like more than the tag team match the night before. I'm very much looking forward to this match.
So you're Drew McIntyre all the way.
Drew McIntyre.
Okay. All right.
And what happens after that? But Drew McIntyre wins.
I like Drew McIntyre as well. I mean, why let him win Elimination Chamber in such dramatic fashion without giving him an opportunity to win the championship?
Yeah.
So we'll go with Drew McIntyre, and that's all I got.
All right. Well, hey, I understand. Look, here's the thing. If this ends up being just a nice, clean match, right? No interference from the outside, which is hard to say when you have CM Punk sitting at the commentary.
I know.
You
have to know that that's going to play into it.
He's going to be involved some one way or the other. I hands down am going with Drew McIntyre, and I think it's well deserved. I think he got kind of screwed over the COVID year because there's nobody fucking there, and it's just
you just had to stand there.
It's just awkward. Yeah,
the Thunderdome.
They weren't even allowed. I don't even think they had people around clapping. Like, they weren't even allowed to have that.
Just standing there in an empty arena.
So awkward. So yes, he absolutely deserves that moment. Will it happen on Sunday? I don't think so. And I think my prediction is Damian Priest cashes in his Money in the Bank. He leaves World Heavyweight Champion. And the fact that they recently put CM Punk at the announce table helps my cause even more because he hates both of these guys.
Yeah.
And they've been building that up. So he'll make sure he's holding one of them back, because if Damian Priest cashes it in, the match is not yet over. He can pin Seth Rollins, or
the same way
he can pin
Seth
Drew
Rollins,
McIntyre and not the champ. So
the same way that Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank.
Exactly. So
the match wasn't over yet.
So
he made it a three-way. He made it a three-way
McIntyre and win
the title.
Yes.
Because you come in and you come in towards the end of the match
during the match.
During the match, make it a three-way,
and that's how it's going to happen.
And that's what happened. That's how Seth Rollins won his first Money in the Bank.
And that's why
that's a good pick.
And not only that was my build-up from the beginning with the six-pack ladder match, Judgment Day winning, Rhea Ripley winning, Damian Priest winning. The fucking Judgment Day are stacked, all right, after WrestleMania. It just makes all the sense in the world. And again, with CM Punk there to help him out, not helping him out because he's a big Damian Priest supporter. He's just helping him out because he fucking hates both of these guys. So it just works out, and neither of them are the ones carrying the championship.
So either Judgment Day breaks up, or they have every title
they have every
in the
title.
business.
Yep.
Like it's
Yep.
they manage
But it
to
will
win
still
everything.
lead to their ultimate demise.
Oh, yes, of course.
Because if they lose
All
the
the
tag
big
team,
names
perfectly.
they
yeah.
lose the tag team titles.
Yes.
And then Damian cashes in. Finn's gonna be like, "What the fuck,
Dude,
You know?
yeah,
and
right,
Then Dominic and then Rhea doing their thing. They're gonna.
I'll take it one step further. I think
Judgment Day will be broken up by SummerSlam.
I think Damian Priest could win, and then fucking Backlash in France, he loses. I don't think he's going to be a long reigning champion.
Not
I
for
just
that
think
title.
they're going to give
Just
him
shake
they're
things
going to give
up.
him the strap
Shake things
because
up.
he deserves it. Because
The strap will be on Drew McIntyre's waist by the time they go to Scotland for the Clash in the Castle.
Okay, all right, that makes a lot of sense too. That makes a lot of sense. But look, they could also have Damian Priest defending it against Drew McIntyre, and he wins it in Scotland, which makes even more sense.
The
So-
pop is huge
Yes!
at that point. Oh,
Yes!
That works too. That works too.
Oh, what a pop!
So Damian, so Drew wins it. Damian comes
Yes,
in, or Damian does the
yes.
triple threat thing, like you were saying that Seth did on his first cash in.
I'm liking my
'Cause
judgment.
it turns in, you
game.
can cash that shit in the middle of the match.
So
And
let's
that's
move
something.
right along to our main event, the
main.
main
The double
event,
Main event.
for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, taking on the long reigning. What is it now? Fucking 4.5 years or for
the
Roman Reigns.
Super Universal Undisputed WWE
1300 days
of everything in the world.
This one Bloodline rules because we all picked The Rock and Roman for night one, and I'm going with Cody Rhodes. I would be absolutely stunned. I picked Roman last year when he beat Cody Rhodes, but this year I just can't see Cody losing. I think it's setting up perfectly. Right. I did pick Roman. I 100% picked Roman. We were watching it together.
We didn't do a podcast.
You picked Cody.
There was no
podcast. I picked Cody last year.
Yeah, and
I was sure.
By the way, real quick,
Cody too.
I just noticed when you pointed.
I was all excited.
You point at your shirt. I noticed you're on mirror mode. You've been in reverse this whole time because it doesn't change that. It's just a little setting. It just says mirror mode, and you have to flip it, so it's not because it's American backwards, but it doesn't matter. I just noticed it. I knew what shirt you're wearing, and I didn't even pay attention to it. But
I read it backwards several times.
So here's what I think happens. I think that Bloodline comes out, and they are making it look like oh fuck, Cody's getting fucked over. Everyone's booing. And then all the skeletons come out of the closet for the Bloodline. All the people they have fucked over the last 4 years come flying out. They come to Cody Rhodes' aid because they haven't been there the last few nights, and he's getting his ass literally beat. And they finally decide to come and help out. It's a huge pop. Everybody's
that scared of The Rock. It's like he's in his 50s.
And
then guys can get on him.
Yeah, just push him down.
Or Stone Cold comes out with fat Stone Cold comes out with a chair and just starts hitting everybody with a chair. That could happen too.
It will be the best.
But give me Cody Rhodes winning the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and finally ending the story.
Finishing the story, yes.
Ending.
This one's going to be nuts. This is what it's all about. The rumors have gone crazy on what could happen in this match. Clearly set up for Bloodline rules, so that means that Alpha and Sika come out. Who the fuck knows? Rikishi. You never know.
Rikishi, that'd be cool. Yeah,
some guy who's.
I have a feeling we're going to see some Rikishi. You don't know what's going to happen here. They've also signed like Tama Tonga and a couple other their family members from New Japan. So you never know.
Wow. All right.
But I also think that Cody will also have some friends, finally. I think that he's going to have to push through this, and they're going to just put every obstacle in front of him. I do think at the end of the day, and this is a long, hard thing for me because I didn't know, but I'm picking Cody. I'm picking fucking Cody to do it. But I just think it's just going to be a lot of bells and whistles and smoke and mirrors and circus act at the end. And the match will start out and it'll be a great match. But I think that it's gonna be all kinds of stuff. I think his mom's gonna get involved.
It'll be
I don't know. It's going to be a circus.
It's going to be a circus.
His mom pepper sprays The Rock.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. Well, wouldn't that be awesome?
That actually would be really cool. Yeah.
Because she slapped him. She's like, oh, that would need.
That's a prop bet right there.
It'd be
And
wrestling.
if she just like had some fucking straight up pepper spray.
That would put him out. Yeah, he would be out of the equation at that point.
Yeah.
Johnny, you agree?
Yeah, I'm going with Cody Rhodes.
All right, we're all going with the American Nightmare.
He's got as a wrestler, as wrestling goes, Cody Rhodes wins this thing.
It has to end on that note.
Right. No matter what happens, all the fiascos, all the circus that may go on before we see the 1, 2, 3. He's going to lay it down. The pop will not be as big. They need a big WrestleMania pop for this. And
especially
again,
last year,
it's all odds.
Yeah, he lost last year. It's like it'll be great. It'll be great when Cody Rhodes, when they raise his hand, people are going to be going crazy. It's going to be that.
All right, well there you have it. We're all seeing the American Nightmare end the WrestleMania 40 show as the champion. Finishing the story, not ending the story. He will finish it. Do you want to make a quick prediction for the main event of WrestleMania 41?
In what way?
Just, pick one match that will headline WrestleMania 41. Just that's it.
What do you mean pick one match?
Just pick one match that will be the headline of WrestleMania.
Match of the night?
No. WrestleMania 41 next year. I'm just saying,
next year.
Fun prediction.
Next year,
yeah.
Sunday,
yes,
main event.
Oh, okay, 41. Sunday. Which one? Next year we could see. You would think that you would maybe have The Rock and Roman Reigns next year.
They would finally do that. That one makes a lot of sense.
Put that together. Look, if Roman Reigns beats Cody Rhodes, it will be business as usual. But I could totally see Cody doing it. Rock and Roman Reigns go away for a while. Cody has many options on where this can go leading up to next year. And The Rock and Roman Reigns doesn't even need to have a title involved.
No, I like Rock and Roman Reigns. I'm sticking with Cody Rhodes, CM Punk next year for your WrestleMania 41 main event. Johnny?
Punk can stay healthy.
WrestleMania 41 main event.
Undertaker Stone Cold one
Correct.
more time.
Kane and Mankind. What are we talking about? Hell in a Cell. I don't know who we got here. We got LA Knight. I mean, we could talk about a lot of guys who
Logan Paul versus.
Oh God, no.
So let's say Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the
that would be a curveball
for the Universal Champion.
No, not the Universal. They would probably be for the.
It wouldn't be a main event.
The heavyweight championship. If
they just push these guys, Universal Champion,
or it's for the United States Championship.
Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Yeah. For the 500th time,
for the 4,000th time, these guys have wrestled.
Yeah.
Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys. There's your main event of WrestleMania 41.
If only, please.
All right. Well, there you have it. That is the Brash WrestleMania 40 preview. I think we've pretty much covered it. That was a lot of fun. I'll have to get to editing on this thing.
Can I ask one more question?
Nope. No, of course. Yeah, what's up?
Match of the night pick.
Ooh,
match of the weekend, I should say.
Okay, yeah.
Or you can make two picks for 1 and 2, but match.
This is probably a prop bet.
Yeah, I guess it's not match of the night anymore.
I got
2 nights.
Okay, I got both mine already. Let me go first. I got Jay and Jimmy for night 1, and then I have Io Sky and Bailey night 2.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
Right.
Jimmy and Jay's got to be good.
Yeah.
Why even have that?
Two identical twin brothers? Come on, it's gonna be awesome.
I think night 1 is Gunther and Sammy.
Okay.
And then night 2. I think night 2 is going to have to be the main event, right?
Biggest pop. It's just
got to be night 2.
It's going to be fucking awesome.
Because otherwise I'd pick Rollins and McIntyre because I'm just as excited about that as anything else.
I'm just going best one-on-one, no interference. That's why I picked those 2 matches. But
that makes sense.
Yeah.
In the purest
Jimmy
form.
and Jay and the main event.
All right. You're going with Reigns and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
All right. Reigns and Rhodes.
Reigns and Rhodes.
Reigns and Rhodes. Reigns and Rhodes.
Rhodes
Sounds
and the
like
Reigns.
sounds like a bad song.
It does. Sounds
Song,
really
Reigns and
bad.
Rhodes.
You haven't heard Reigns and Rhodes?
Wait,
What is
it?
it?
A song.
What does it
You ever heard
mean?
before?
I don't know. Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
I don't know. It's good. All right. On that note, we'll see what happens. I will be certainly keeping tabs on everyone's picks. And yeah, man, this will be fun. I'm really looking forward to that triple threat match where we all differ. That'll make that one a lot more interesting. But all right,
wrote them
buddy.
all down, right?
For
We don't have to keep
starters,
watching this.
For starters,
and
may I
finding
say, we got to do this. We're not going to do this just tonight. I mean,
No,
we're
we're
this is coming a weekly thing.
once we
I mean,
hit a 1,000 views for this one,
as soon as you get all
we're
your
we're
followers,
to the moon.
this is when they're
We're to
coming.
the moon.
this is the followers
Yeah,
podcast. They're
course.
definitely going to start clicking and adding and following.
Yeah.
This is it.
Like and subscribe,
Exactly.
like and subscribe. But yeah, Sean, thanks for joining us for the first time here in the Brash universe. Johnny, welcome back. And yeah, everybody enjoy WrestleMania 40. Should be a good one. Till next
Johnny,
time.
you're going to be there Sunday night, right?
His place, Beast?
Yeah.
All right, I'm coming.
Yeah,
now.
he should be. Yeah, Sean was going to be here. I'm going to his place
That'd
for Saturday. So
Night 2, I'm here.
all right, later, man.
Bye, man. Peace.
Deuce.